How to visualize and shift your identity. I promise you, if you know how to think and focus your attention and become the person that you want to be, nothing is impossible and you can fulfill your goal. This is Mekus with the Continence Club. If you need any video topics addressed, my email is in the description. Visualization and shifting your identity. We're going to go with the identity shifting piece because it correlates with the visualization piece I have in this video. And so chances are, again, you're in this current situation that you don't want to be in and you want to go to this desired situation, but we have a gap we have to fill, right? There's a void here. And today it's all about shifting your identity and visualizing to fill that gap to get your desired situation. I'm not sure what your goal is in particular, but once you become that new person that is worthy of that goal, then you've properly shifted your identity and you're going to achieve that goal. So identity shifting, just in case you don't know, it's the process of deliberately changing your self-concept and beliefs to align with the person you desire to be, thereby manifesting a corresponding reality. You see, the thing is, everything stems from what you think, from how you think. Most people, and you included, are probably trying to manifest, create your, I don't really like saying manifest, but, getting your goals to be attracted to you, achieving them by doing more, right? You're thinking, more strategies, more effort, more hustle. But, the truth is, real success isn't really a result of doing more. It's a byproduct of inner congruence. So what does that mean? It's a byproduct of inner congruence. That essentially means that it's just the result of how much of an alignment you are within yourself. You see, because once you change your self-concept, right, shift your identity, that's when the real shift happens. And the reason why you're staying stuck is because you haven't really chose to shift the person that you currently are into a new version of yourself, because you're probably scared. And trust me, I was scared too for the longest, and it is scary. And change is scary, and taking accountability is hard and it's uncomfortable, but that's what it takes to get to that next level, that next version of yourself. And so the truth is, when it comes to shifting your identity, it's really simple, but it's so complex. It's not easy. It's easier said than done, though. You think like the version of you who already has it. So that version of you that already has your goal, how does that person feel, right? How do they think? Like, you have to just understand that it's already done, and you need to feel that way so that you can get it to be attracted to you, that new version of yourself. And all you have to do is act in alignment with that identity daily. So think like the version of the person who already has it, feel like it's already done, and you act in alignment with that identity daily. So what do we have here? We have thought, feeling, which is correlated with belief, and then action. Your thoughts create certain feeling states, which end up creating certain beliefs, which creates your paradigm and affects your subconscious mind, and result makes you act in a way that is the effect of the feeling state and the way that you thought. So I hope that makes sense. Thoughts create feelings and beliefs, and those feelings and beliefs make you take certain actions. And once you understand this, you'll realize that your inner state broadcasts a frequency. How is this true? Go around all day moping, feeling sorry for yourself, pouting, playing the victim, pointing fingers, like the majority of society do, and like I've done for the longest growing up. And even you can relate to that. And what was the result of that? More depression, more things to point fingers at, victimhood, stagnation, right? It's because of your inner state. No one is doing anything to you besides yourself, right? Because whenever you're aligned with something, with an inner feeling state, whether positive or negative, the external world must recognize that and match it. Again, this is just what happens whenever it comes to your inner feeling states. And that's the reason why you have to ask yourself this: if you're not getting any results when trying to shift your identity, are you being congruent, right? You could be working so hard, but you're really not in alignment with who you want to be, although you feel like the action part is working, right? But, this world isn't as physical as you think it is. So that's why it all starts with how you think, and you're aligning yourself within and then taking the action. It's not action first. Everything came from your inner feeling state. So you have to ask yourself if you're being congruent on the inside. Do you feel like the person who is worthy of having it? Because that's how you have to feel while you take the action, and then it's going to come. So get congruent first and then watch the shift happen. You start from here and you get to who you want to be. It's really all it takes, and then the world will be in your hands. Now, when discussing the visualization aspect of this video, it really comes after the fact that you shift your identity, because during the identity shifting process, visualization is really a tool that can help you visualize who you want to be and get you there. And I'm going to get right into this one. You might be saying, oh, my visualizations aren't working. I visualize. But the truth is, how are you visualizing? Are you really doing it with intention? Again, this world is a mirror reflection. It's reflecting who you were, not who you're becoming. So if you're panicking right now and you're spiraling in different directions, and you start doubting the moments things don't look right, although you feel like you're visualizing correctly, you're just stepping back into your old identity, right? And that cycle is just going to repeat like this hamster wheel. Like you keep doing the same things every single day, and you realize why things aren't getting any better, why things aren't getting any different. And you keep coming back to the same hamster wheel effect every single day. You just have to stay loyal to your inner reality. That visualization that you have in your mind, that let's say you're probably you probably haven't even visualized before, really. But when you do, you think it's not working and you're really not doing it consistently. The truth is, you could visualize before you go to bed, when you wake up. You could even visualize throughout the day, basically just focusing your attention on the person that you want to be in that feeling state through visualization. That's how it works. So you use this world as feedback, not fact. Let me say that again. Use the world as feedback, not fact. You think everything outside of you, that's it, right? You think that's it? And that it's never going to change. But the truth is, it's always going to change, and it's constantly changing. And it's always going to be feedback. This world that you're seeing, the circumstances that you're going with today and you're dealing with, your situation, it's all feedback. It's not fact. So that means since it's feedback, you can change it. And it's just showing you who you've been lately. So once you change who you've been lately, then the world is going to start to mirror that to you. So that's why you can't react. Hold the vision on what it is that you want, so that the world can give you the feedback of that desired life that you want, the feedback of that person you want to become, right? That feedback of your desired situation. That's what you want. So double down on embodiment. Double down on your visualization. That picture that you have in your head, double down on that. If the vision is real, how are you going to walk? How are you going to talk? And how are you going to act, right? This is what makes visualization so important. And one thing I want to throw in a little bonus in this video, especially for you watching up to this point, you're really going to be successful because, like I said, attention is everything. You're able to hold your attention to such a raw video for this long amount of time. Goes to show that you are on your way to success. So, I give you a round of applause because there aren't many like us out here, right? So visualization before bed is very powerful. SATS, state akin to sleep. SATS, remember that term. I didn't write it down on the screen, but SATS, S-A-T-S, state akin to sleep. Before you go to sleep is probably the most powerful time for you to visualize, in my opinion. And based off of my independent research, I've heard this is the case. And I'm going to give you a couple steps on how you can implement it tonight. So take the time to sleep in a position you don't often sleep in. You might be somebody who loves to sleep on the side. Well, sleep on your back from here on out. You might be someone that likes to sleep on the side, right? Or sleep on your back. Sleep on the side this time, right? Sleep in the position that you don't often sleep in. And I'm going to explain why. All you have to do now is drift off into sleep in that position, but stay awake at the same time, right? So be awake and asleep at the same time. The phase whenever you're drifting off into sleep, but you still have self-awareness. That's the state that you want to be in. That is the state akin to sleep, right? When you're in between sleeping and being awake. So when you're in the state akin to sleep, vividly imagine your dream life. Imagine your goals. Imagine your aspirations. Imagine this desired situation, who you want to be. Imagine that person who has shifted his or her identity. Think about this in the first person point of view. And this is so powerful because imagination is honestly, it's fact. realer than this physical world that we're living in. What you think in your brain, it's realer than this world, believe it or not, because everything came from the fact that you had the thought in the first place. Everything in society came from the fact that there was a thought about it in the first place. So you need to fall asleep in the feeling state of the wish fulfilled. Imagination creates reality, so fall asleep in that state of the wish fulfilled. Your life is like a movie episode. The next day you're going to wake up, right, already imagining the person that you want to be. So you're already in alignment because you're in that feeling state when you went to sleep. So the next day, don't worry about how it's going to happen. Just align yourself with your vision. Take steps that are getting you closer to that, and don't worry how it's going to happen, because it's going to happen. And it's crazy when it does, and you might not, you're going to really feel like life itself is a dream. So go ahead and shift your identity, visualize correctly, and you're going to get from your current situation over to your desired situation. This is Mekus with the Continence Club. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the other side, and until next time.